Hey, what's going on YouTube? Mike here from Team VRY, and so I have had the Pixel 4a 5G with me for some time now. It certainly turned into one of my most favorite Pixel devices so far thanks to a number of reasons. But for this video, I figured that I'd just highlight one of the strongest points of the 4a 5G as an Android phone. And yes, I am talking about its cameras. Now, ever since the launch of the Pixel 3a, Google has managed to bring the amazing camera performance of its flagship Pixel devices to a more affordable price point. Of course, last year's Pixel 4a and 4a 5G also make use of Google's image processing software, and today we're going to take a look at what the latter has to offer. In terms of specs, the Pixel 4a 5G comes with 3 cameras: a standard 12 megapixel main camera, paired with a 16 megapixel ultra-wide lens at the back, and on the front we do get an 8 megapixel camera for selfies. Now, I am not an expert photographer or anything of the sort, so I'm going to be tackling this video from an end user perspective and share my opinions about the Pixel 4a 5G cameras. Of course, we're going to be taking a look at some sample shots that we took with this phone. As always, we did follow health and safety guidelines outdoors. Let's get started. Alright, so let's begin with the standard camera mode. I've said this before about the Pixel 3a and the Pixel 4a, and I'll say it again about the 4a 5G. As a point and shoot camera, this device works really well. Casual mobile photographers will have a blast with the camera on the Pixel 4a 5G, as it offers an effortless way to get great photographs. In general, photos come out good with a decent amount of saturation. There is a nice balance of contrast, and dynamic range is mostly on point. Personally, I do enjoy using the phone for quick photos, knowing that I will end up with great looking images. There's also a lot of detail in photos, which of course is a good thing. Take a look at these samples that we took. So as I mentioned earlier, the Pixel 4a 5G does come with an ultra-wide lens in addition to the main camera. In general, it gets the job done and you can get really creative with your shots. One thing I noticed though is that there was an instance when I tried taking a night sight photo with the ultra-wide lens and it resulted in a photo with a greenish hue. I thought that this was kind of interesting, so make of that what you will. Alright, so moving on, one thing that I really love about the Pixel phones is their ability to take portrait photos that feature a shallow depth of field, which some people refer to as the bokeh effect. Portrait photos taken on both the rear and front cameras look terrific, and edge detection on subjects is on point for the most part. Of course, there are some instances when image processing does come out a bit less impressive, and you can see this on the frayed edges in some photos. Now you can adjust the background blur with a bit of post-editing to fix photos with rougher edges, but for the most part, using portrait mode is a blast, with vibrant colors and subjects coming to life. Now, Google prides its phones on their ability to take impressive low-light and indoor pictures, and this still remains true with the Pixel 4a 5G. Low-light shots are an easy affair for the camera, and you could even get by without using the phone's flash for most of the time. Of course, there are instances when photos can turn out grainy. Zooming in on some images does show off the pixelated side of things, but compared to most photos that I've used for low-light shots, the Pixel 4a 5G is definitely a step above the rest. Now, the phone allows you to record video at a maximum video resolution of 4K at 30 frames per second or at a lower 1080p resolution at 60 frames per second. Having used the earlier Pixel 4a and the Pixel 3a, I think that video on the 4a 5G looks better in general compared to those models. From my experience, there's less of a shift in contrast and exposure in videos, and even clips on the front-facing camera look a whole lot better. Of course, there's also a bunch of other modes such as time-lapse and slow motion video, the latter of which I tend to use more often. However, I did notice that there are some slight drops in resolution when using these modes indoors. Now, it's only to be expected that videos captured on phones like the Samsung and iPhone flagships will no doubt be of great quality, but even with its limited hardware, I'd like to believe that the Pixel 4a 5G can still pack a punch. Alright guys, I think we've reached the end of this video. The Pixel 4a 5G is a great example of what Google can do with their camera software. I do appreciate the fact that the phone comes with an additional ultra-wide lens, which adds for a bit more variety when it comes to mobile photography. Similar to my experiences with the Pixel 4a and the Pixel 3a, the 4a 5G manages to serve not only as a terrific mid-range Android phone, but as a great camera phone as well. Now we do have a lot more Pixel content on the channel, so feel free to check those out. Once again, thanks for watching.